Something pleasant now. If you had a wish list, where would you want to live? Which is the world's most livable city? What makes a city great to live in? Well, lucky for us, the list of world's most livable cities is out. The Economist Intelligence Unit's annual Global Liveability Index has rated almost 173 cities. And after the pandemic, the report has acknowledged that there is a rise in the quality of life in many cities. Take a look.
As the COVID-19 pandemic fades away, the quality of life across the world blooms. Well, that's according to the Global Liveability Index by Economist Intelligence. According to the report, the overall livability has hit a 15-year high. The main reason for the rise is acknowledged to the jump in healthcare and education across Asia, West Asia and Africa. So now we have the list of the world's top 10 livable cities. From Japan's Osaka to Austria's Vienna, a lot of cities saw a massive jump from last year. But how are these cities chosen? Well, apart from the good vibe the city is giving, a lot of other factors are responsible for the final result. The overall score of 100 is determined by analyzing the quality of healthcare, education, cultural scene, infrastructure. Now without much delay, let's have a look at the top 10 cities. Well, the number one position did not see much change, as Austria's Vienna retains its first position as the most livable city in the world. For the last 10 surveys, Vienna has dominated the list. The city was ranked first in 8 surveys, and the only time it didn't get the top ranking is during the COVID-19 pandemic, when most of its museums and restaurants were closed. The report stated the Austrian capital continues to excel at all factors. The Austrian capital was not the only one making records. Denmark's Copenhagen managed to get the second place for a consecutive year. The country also continues to be one of the world's happiest places to live, and this year it got a perfect score of 100 for education, infrastructure and stability. The COVID-19 pandemic was not easy for the Australian cities of Melbourne and Sydney in terms of tourist footfall. However, the restrictions allowed the cities to overthrow many European cities from 3rd and 4th positions. Melbourne in particular scored the country's highest culture and environment score. The city residents credit the success to the plethora of events and food circles, but most tourists stick with the friendly and approachable nature of the residents. Surprising results were also given by cities across the Atlantic. Three Canadian cities cracked the top 10 list, but Vancouver ranked the highest. And the reason was for its great culture and environment scores. But this year, the biggest drawback was faced by the Swiss city of Zurich, and it slipped to 6th position from last year's 3rd rank. Similarly, Geneva too slipped from 6th to 7th place. However, according to another report, both Zurich and Geneva are ranked as one of the world's most expensive cities to live and work in as a migrant. The report noted that the lift of COVID restrictions came as a significant boost for several cities in the Asia-Pacific region. And Japan's Osaka secured the 10th position in the list. Due to the high scores in its cultural and environment ratings, the affordability in Japan's 3rd most populous city also came as a huge plus from the residents. On the other hand, the report turned out to be more fruitful for New Zealand's Auckland. Auckland climbed more than 25 spots from last year. Currently, the city shares the rank with Osaka, but for the city residents, the beauty of the city's harbour and being one of the hosts of a world-class event like the FIFA Women's World Cup makes the city more livable and happier. But we also need to remember the report comes at a point when several countries are still struggling with the cost of living crisis, and the constant conflicts in Ukraine and Sudan threaten the livelihoods of several people. However, the Ukrainian capital Kyiv returned to the index, though with the rank of 165 out of 173 cities. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.